Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Eye Opener Society. Man, we have got so much. Welcome to Super September. I am excited, and I'm so excited that everybody's joining in and listening because we had started with a podcast that was just, out of passion. And Hannah and I sat and we started, the show. And over the year, we've done really good and we really appreciate you guys, the audience. It's amazing to have so many great people tuning in, listening to us, all of the support and just all the kind words. We love it so much. And now here we are in September and we've reached 2,000 downloads and we hit our 1 year anniversary. And I wanted so much more for this podcast, and I'm trying to give so much more. And I came up with so many great ideas, and I'm so happy to bring this show with all the new stuff here for Super September. We're going to go over it, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about so much other stuff because believe me, in these past few weeks, there's been so much going on and so much on my mind, so much I want to talk about. And that's why I'm so happy to have a podcast, and I'm so happy to have listeners like you guys. Now, this is not only Super September, but this is another one of those historic episodes where unfortunately Hannah is not with me. As you know, in podcasting world, this is all pre-recorded. So this is actually being recorded at the end of August and Hannah's away on vacation. So the great news is I have our co-host Brittany stepping in, stepping up, and we appreciate that so much. Brittany, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Hey, I am doing good. I'm exhausted. I got so much on my mind. There's been so much going on, and I know you're going to pull it all out of me. But first, for September, Super September, the really cool thing is Eye Opener Society has picked up another sponsor. And what's really cool about this is the same like when we did Reaper Apparel, we still support reaperapparel.com. But now we got a new one, okay? And this one's pretty exciting. And I'm going to try my best to do a live spot for them because it's something different and it's something unique. And I thought it would be really good. Again, you could go to a website, buy the product, and then put in one of our codes. And this time you get 20% off your entire order. And the product is Good Feels. That's Good Feels, all right? And if you go to shop.goodfeels.com, you'll see what they're about. Most of you know about these here alcoholic seltzers that are out there. They have the different flavors and they're alcohol, but so many people don't want that hangover. They don't want the alcohol. Some people are trying to quit alcohol. But how do you sit, drink, and relax? Well, Good Feels has a solution. These are seltzers and they are infused with THC. Welcome to cannabis, folks. I'm telling you, I was so excited about this product. I'm so amazed by it. And I think you guys got to try it out. So at least go to the website, shop.goodfeels.com. And they have a few flavors out. They got blood orange, pineapple mango, grapefruit, and then they have the mix pack. And then if you have a drink on your own, they actually have the flavorless enhancers. So you can actually take whatever drink you have, even if you got plain salsa, and you put this stuff in there and it's infused now with THC. It's a great way to relax. It's got to be much healthier than alcohol, which tears you up and then you don't get the hangover after it. This is amazing stuff. I want you all to check out Good Feels, shop.goodfeels.com. And they're even on Facebook, facebook.com and drink Good Feels. So facebook.com, drink Good Feels. And this here company started in 2019. And I think the owner started because he was loaded with aches and pains. Kind of like me, I'm getting old and you get all these aches and pains. I think some THC infused seltzers would help out with that. So everybody, once again, shop.goodfeels.com. And here's the thing, when you go there, you'll get 20% off if you use the code EOS discount. EOS discount. Put that in there, get 20% off your order. And that's from us at Eye Opener Society. So that's part of Super September right there. We actually got this new sponsor. So I'm happy for that. And talking about Super September, I'm hoping everybody heard yesterday because we released Elaine's Arcane Oracle podcast, and it is So amazing. If you have not heard it, and I hope everybody did, just tune in, play that episode. It is just flat out amazing. For someone who's never done a podcast, she done so good. The whole month of September is all set up for you. No matter what your horoscope sign is, um, she has guidance for you based on the tarot cards. And if you go to Eye Opener Society on Facebook, I put up all the cards that she pulled so you could actually see the cards for your birth signs. And again, Elaine is going to be with us on the first of every month again with an episode. That's first and foremost. I can't thank her enough. And don't forget to visit her website, Elaine's arcanetarot.com. All the links are going to be in this here show. We also have Sunset Child coming up at some point. I'm waiting for the audio on this one. It's going to be out there. Sunset Child's Out There podcast. If you're into all the UFOs, reptilians, flat earth, all these conspiracies and all, this girl's got pictures and amazing things. And I'm going to have to set up something again on Facebook to get her photographs out there and all. Sunset Child likes to remain in the background. She don't want to use her real name or anything. And I appreciate that so much, but she's so full of knowledge, and I can't wait for this episode. And we're going to get it sometime this month of September. And then again on Halloween, we're going to have Anne Lund with her Haunted and Waiting blog podcast. Man, we are so set up. And then this brings me to Brittany. The whole reason why this came is because a while back, Hannah and I spoke to you about doing your own podcast. And I know times change. And this is what we're going to get into tonight is, all these things, life basically gets in the way. And that's what Hannah and I show is about. And that's not changing. Eye Opener Society is going to stay the same. Every Monday, we're going to have our shows out, give you our podcast. That's not going to change. There's going to be a lot more positivity in our shows. Just because we don't want to bring everything down because life does that anyway. We're going to try and find ways to pick you up, talking, and just speaking about things sometimes help. Maybe it helps you, and that's what we're hoping for. And that's what we were hoping for with you there, Brittany. We wanted you to have a podcast, and I know life is getting in the way, is it not?
Oh, yes. Life has kind of rocked me this. I was just thinking August is all but over. Um, I honestly don't even know where it went at this point because it's been one of those times where it's like you blink and it's gone. Life has been keeping me on my toes these past few weeks. And it's interesting you brought up the tarot cards because I was just sitting here thinking like that would be something that I should do very soon just to kind of see what direction I'm going in. Because right now I feel like I'm going in 50 different directions. And, the rug, I'm still staying really positive, but I almost feel like the rug was pulled out from underneath me. And now I'm just trying to stand back up and figure out, all right, which way do I go? But I guess that's one really good thing is even with everything that's been going on, I've been semi-positive with everything happening. It's just August was a whirlwind of a month. I ended July so excited, kind of on a high and was thinking about the podcast and everything. And then it was like a couple of days into August, everything just got turned upside down. So it wasn't about having like a pity party either. It was like, how am I going to get through all of this? And I was just sitting here thinking, I see you almost every single day, but I really haven't even had the opportunity to like stop and talk to you recently because I've just been kind of my own little world living life. So how have you been? How was, the past few weeks for you? How have you been feeling? I mean, I know, and I'm very sorry you just had the loss of a loved one. So, still sending very positive vibes to you and your family. But how have you been? How have you been feeling?
Well, I have definitely been a mess. It's been a struggle. For those of you that have been following us on Facebook, you know a little bit about it. But as of the end of August here and going back over the past week, it really wasn't a loss of my family, but my beautiful wife, she lost her sister. And that really, I think, shook up the entire family. And I'm telling you, it's difficult because I know I don't really mention my wife too much because, again, she's a very private person, but she is a true empath and she feels everything. She's very, very in tune with the world, which is never good when you're an empath because you get all those negative feelings and all. But to lose her sister, who is so young, um, it really shook her up. But I'm extremely proud of her. She's really handling it very well. But to feel those emotions and to be involved with that and all the tears and the support that I, want to give her, that's been a struggle. It really has been. And Hannah, too, at the same time, because this happened just before she was going on vacation. And then we had all the family staying here in the house, and it was really everything turned kind of upside down. And me, I'm kind of a private person myself. I like to pull back and pull away because I don't want to get tied up in the emotions because I want to stay strong. And so once everybody left the house and was and Hannah and her husband are away on vacation, and it was just my wife and I spending time together in the quiet house, I'm taking those deep breaths now because yeah, it was very hard emotionally. It was just first time I say I want to go to work, which you'll never hear coming from my mouth ever. But I wanted to because I had to get away. I had to escape the emotion. And like anything, weddings and funerals, this always brings family drama and everything else into the mix. And there was a lot of, stuff, drama that was involved in this too. And I'm doing well because I had to sit here and Hannah and I had the conversation about doing this podcast. And the last time we sat to do this show tonight that you and I are doing, we tried to, and I wasn't in the right frame of mind just because I was tired and exhausted from work. And then we were outgrowing our studio. Our new microphones was picking up every single sound and it was driving me crazy. So we canceled it. And we said, well, we'll just pick it up again. And we never could because then, this loss happened. So then Hannah went on vacation and I was thinking, hey, maybe I shouldn't have, a new show. But I had all these thoughts and all these ideas for Super September. And I said, I have to bring it on because this is my passion. This is my relief. This is what I like to do. And even sitting here right now, I'm in a different frame of mind. I feel much better. And, I'm ready to answer any question. I'm ready to talk about anything again because this is our show and it means a lot. And you're a part of it too, as well. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate you being here, stepping up and filling in for Hannah's shoes. And Hannah will be back for the next episode. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. And like I said, there's a lot I want to talk about. I want to try and squeeze it in as much as I can in this here episode. And we're going to spread it out for the rest of this month. A lot of things I want to talk about as far as positivity and trying to keep your head up because like you said, we don't really talk that much and it's a shame. We're in the same, office space basically, and we don't get that chance to sit and become friends. We lose that opportunity, especially with everything you got going on in your life. It's difficult. You can't just put everything down and say, hey, yeah, I'm going to come over and hang out with you guys. And I get that. Times will change because right now I'm looking more forward to things like that because you realize yeah, we all know life is short and you gotta do the things you want to do. And you asked me how I've been. Well, the other day I had my breakdown because I don't want to go to work anymore. I seriously, it's one of those things. Last couple of days, I get up in the morning and it's been really clear. And I'm looking at, man, I'm always looking at the sky anyway. And I've been looking at, I said, wow, with the planets aligning and all, I liked, and I'm stepping outside my door in the morning and I'm like, all I want to do is sit and look at the sky, but I got to go to work. All I want to do is sit with my wife and hold her a little bit longer, but I got to go to work. And it's driving me crazy. It really is. And that's where the emotions are coming from. It's just, you can't do the things that you really want. And I'm trying to get myself in a spot where I can. And I think a lot of people are in that, position. Everybody feels we have to work and we really do because I'm going to make a statement dealing with, I don't really deal with very many funerals and I have a whole different, thought process on death. But I'll tell you right now, you need money to live and you need money to die. this poor family, and I think that was the biggest emotion. They had to empty every dollar they had in savings just to have a small little service for their mother. And I find that disgusting. It was a cremation, so that's usually cheaper. And that was really all it was. And to have them, they had to set up a GoFundMe. And I think that's just sad. Sad in life that we have to pay to live and we have to pay to die. I don't even think we should be paying to live. We as human beings, somewhere along the lines, fuck things up. I don't know where. I don't know where we went wrong. And I'm just blabbering here. So
Oh, no. I definitely feel that weight, like the to paid to live. Like I'm definitely feeling that weight on my shoulders, especially right now as like a single mom, just trying to balance everything. And, you know, I'm actually the opposite of you. As much as I was dreading it, work was kind of my release this past few weeks because I was so busy doing what I needed to do. Um, and somehow I had the craziest amount of patience to deal with one of my coworkers, and not get overwhelmed or stressed out. But it was just such a release because I wasn't thinking about, all right, what is the end of the year through the end of the year going to look like for my son and I? Where will we be at? Are we going to be moving? Like, when will we be moving? Um, you got holidays coming up, all those things, and picking up a second job and working that, taking away weekends. It's been a lot, and it's just been one of those things where I'm trying my hardest every day, stay positive, not dwell on the negatives, and just trust that tomorrow's going to be a new day, and I'm going to have like it's going to get better because I, I really don't have any other choice right now. So it's just, oh, and I think everybody's kind of feeling that weight too, especially with prices and just everything all together and salaries. I know mine hasn't really gone up much, but just trying to stay positive through all of that. And you can definitely stay positive, like with all of that, even when it's hard. I look at my little one and I'm like, I got you. We're good. Or looking at the sky, look up at the sky on a clear night and I see all the stars and I'm like, gosh, this is so beautiful. Like, how lucky am I that I get to sit here and look at this? So those little positives to keep you going. So are you more, this is like the most random question, but it's just going through my head. Are you more of like a sunrise type person? Or are you more like the sunset, like night type person?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm a morning person. And the reason I think for like I could stay up all night, and I prefer like when it comes to work, I prefer a night shift only because less people, less bosses, and that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
and I don't mind. Like I do love the night skies and all that, but I am truly a morning person because no matter how late I stay up, I'm going to be up real early at the first rays of the sun, and I think I'm like that because I'm so appreciative of life and waking up first thing in the morning. It lets you realize it's a new day, it's a new chance to start over again. And I relate that with the sunrise. And that's why I'm kind of just a morning person for that reason.
Very interesting. I don't, I love the sunrise. I think it's gorgeous, but to me, there's something just so calming about the night sky with the stars. And my favorite type of night sky, and it's not even in summertime, it's actually in the wintertime, um, especially right after, and I think I probably mentioned this before, right after it snows, the sky, everything's just lit up beautifully. Like you can see everything. It's that natural light. I don't know why, but random question got us way off topic, but just kind of interested to see, just popped in my head. That's just how my brain's been working recently.
Yeah, I
So
think mine's been working like that too. It's just you start to appreciate, I think, those smaller things. Um, I've been doing the same. Like I have a second job and I haven't really worked it that much. I haven't really needed to, but I had agreed to working again a couple shifts and I just pulled another one right after I got out of my regular job. I stayed till like almost midnight. And listen, my body feels it. It really does. And it's not even a physically demanding job, but it's just the loss. And like I sitting there at the other job saying, why do I need to do this? Why is it that I got to keep bringing in this money? Shouldn't my regular salary cover it? And yeah, that's why I say we need to start realizing that there are different things that we should start putting in place for our lives because at some point we're going to need to rely on those smaller things in life rather than these really big things. Wealth to me would be great, but it's certainly not necessary. I don't want it. I've been thinking of literally like selling every single thing I have. And unfortunately, I'm not single. So these here dreams I can't really do, but I would love to like sell everything, start walking and never stop. I would love to walk across, this here country and see everything and meet new people. Yeah, something like that thrills me, that sense of adventure. But again, we're held back because of unknown reasons. About 2 years ago, I did a podcast on my original podcast when it was just me on the third eye meditation, and it was called Invisible Barriers, where we have these invisible barriers that literally just block us from doing the things we like. There's really nothing stopping us from doing what we want to do. Nothing at all. When you really sit and think about it, like what's stopping me right now from getting out there and telling my wife, listen, I'll be back in a few months, but I'm going to start walking. Nothing's stopping me. Absolutely nothing. But we are stuck with this mindset that we have to go to work, and we have this thing where we create these bills because we accepted it a long time ago, saying, well, in order to put a roof over our heads, to put food in our, stomachs, we have to pay for it. What other species on this planet pays to do that? Only humans. And at some point, somebody thought about this and we all agreed to it. So I think we're programmed incorrectly because we just accept this and everything we need to do relies on this money. And that's why I feel we're controlled by banks, and banks control, everything. They're the real people in charge. And we're just, slaves to this way. And now I'm going off on the conspiracy side of things that I love to do. But hey, listen, I've been watching a lot of documentaries about that. But yeah, we don't focus on those small little things. Like you said, just looking up in the sky. You have a child, Hannah has a child. These are things that mean more than anything else. And they're the only things we should be focused on. But we get distracted because we're trying to provide. And then we sit and say, well, why do we need to do that? Why can't we just live and be able to be happy? That's my question.
I I've thought about so many different ways, like how could I make it work not having to work full time in the job that I'm doing? And right now it's just virtually impossible. Like on paper, it just wouldn't work. But I did set myself a few goals because there are things that I want to do with my son, like just travel and not even travel fancy, but just travel, you know, whether it be the car and, we fold down the seats and sleep in the car at nighttime or whatever the case may be, but to eventually be able to do that with him, to enjoy those little moments. Cause I'm realizing that it's going so much faster than I ever anticipated it going. And when I say it, I mean life. Like he's growing. I'm getting older. Like I feel like I'm still a kid in the summertime sitting on my grandma's back porch, eating strawberries. Like it doesn't feel like I'm an actual adult trying to make adult decisions and like get through every day. Um, but it's it's crazy because it's like, what if I just quit? Could I do it? And it would only last for so long before I'd have to go back to some type of office job to be able to support us. So
Right. And I have the same kind of plan too. It's like we're thinking of starting a little side business, my wife and I. And hopefully, I don't want to make it big. I just want to make it enough where we could do like, I know I use the word gypsy and people are probably gonna have a free, but I want to live like kind of a gypsy kind of lifestyle. And I like that and I appreciate that where it's simple and it's nothing, that we have to stress every single night, just rely on the very basics. But I would like to start that little side project, work my regular job up until I'm ready and I'm done, which is coming real soon, hopefully. And I mean, I know I'm still going to have to work, but I've already decided the next job I get, it's going to be 4 days a week. That's it. I'm not going to take any job that's not 4 days a week. This way I have a little bit of extra time, take that one extra day where I could do the things I want to do, that I could be with the people that I love, spend more time with them. And that's been what's the one thing going on in my head. And, after this whole loss with the family, I say, anybody out there, is people I know, probably some of our listeners, maybe some people don't have anybody to fall back onto. And that's why Hannah and I always say, hey, reach out to us if you need to, if you just want to hear somebody say something or someone to talk to. There's professionals out there that can help you, but sometimes you just want to hear it from a real person. So reach out to us. Get us on our Facebook page or get us on our email, theeyeopenersociety@gmail.com. Reach out to us. If we could help out in any kind of way, just lend an ear or just give some sort of advice or some sort of encouragement. I think it's real important right now, us as human beings, because every day, not only do I go to work, but going to and coming from work. And I know we had talked about during lunch about travel and the roads. Every day, it's homicidal. I see the way people are becoming when they go behind the wheel of a car and they're jeopardizing the lives of everybody out there, including themselves. And this is starting to just add to my worries. Like, I don't want to die in the hands of someone being stupid, so I can't come home to my wife. And I that's why I'm stopping as much travel as I can. I come home and I want to stay home. I don't even want to go out. This is what's becoming of the world, and we need to change. We need to become much better than that as human beings. Stop being stupid. You get behind the wheel of that car, you're going to kill somebody, and it's not right. It's not fair. So these are things that I think about, and it's all tied into needing someone to talk to sometimes because these things affect you. They build up, and I think as I'm getting older, I'm seeing that I just want to enjoy a few more moments of my life. If I could stretch it out a little bit more, I certainly will.
I feel you with that. I drive one of the one of the highways that has in our state that has the most fatal accidents. I drive one every day and I just I'm learning to do a whole new I'm a horrible road rager. Oh, I'm horrible. I will cuss you out up and down behind the wheel. You'd think I'm like a 6'5", 250-pound woman just coming at you, but no, it's just a little old me. But finding that peace and not letting it rile me up because I don't want to be the one person that gets caught in a road rage accident or something like that. Somebody cuts me off, I've just been backing up. I still might say a couple more cuss words, but I want to be able to enjoy my life. I want to be able to enjoy moments and not let the little things like that. Because I don't know about you, but by the time I would get to wherever I'm going, I'm so worked up from things that would happen on the highway that I just to wind down and to get out of that mind frame, it would take me a good 15, 20 minutes, maybe even longer. So now it's just like, I can't control anybody else. I can't control how they respond. I can't control how they act. The only thing I can control is how I act and how I let that impact my day. And even when it's hard, finding one positive to stay positive. So
I like that. That's brilliant. Yeah, we cannot control others, I can suggest what others should do, but we just can't demand that. But yeah, we all have control over ourselves, and we need to be in that mindset where we're sharing this planet with everybody else. Let's enjoy it together. Let's stop being horrible human beings and let's start acting a little bit more caring and compassion. You're not going to be the world's most loving person. You don't have to be, but you got to understand that we don't need to take away from anybody else. And I want that to be the lesson for everybody. And that's basically what our show is about. And believe me, there's so much more. And when Hannah comes back, we're going to have some great discussions on this too, and a lot more. And I wanted to take this opportunity to say that part of Super September, our Behind the Eyes show that we do it live on Facebook. We're changing everything up because I'm tired of Facebook. I'm tired of doing the live. I'm tired of the algorithms and nobody tuning in because nobody gets notified. So we're going to change that up. We're still going to do it. And it's perfect time for this month because there's 5 Mondays. So instead of doing one extra podcast, we're going to do Behind the Eyes the way we would do a regular podcast. We will film it and we will put it on Facebook. This way it's not live. And we're going to improve on that too. We're going to go back to when we first did it. It was going to be a lot more behind the scenes. It's going to be a lot more storytelling and a little bit more personal stuff rather than just sitting going over the episodes that we did for the month. It's going to be a whole wrap up and it's going to be a true behind the scenes of Eye Opener Society. Hopefully, Brittany, you could join us for those two, especially since you're part of one of the shows so far for this month. So,
Yeah, I'm really hoping that September brings a little bit more calm and peace and settlement to my life, and trying to, I started this year like I'm going to own this year. It's going to be mine. And now here I am like, I'm going to make it through this year. It's going to be okay. So I really hope that I am able to join you more and hopefully start the launch. I think when I know more concrete information with a few, like will come in the next few months, then I'll be able to get that started, get off the ground with that, obviously with your help, but with that podcast.
yeah, no worries. You're just going to provide the voice. That's it. I'll do everything else for you. I think you got the right mindset. Yeah, we understand life is full of ups and downs, and that's what happens. But as long as you're remaining positive and you understand that the pendulum swings, and there's eventually going to be a bounce back. Things are going to get better. And with a podcast, it's so great because you get to talk about all those things and you get a lot out of you, and it feels better when you talk about it. And that's what I like about doing this. And that's why I'm so passionate about doing this podcast, because it gives you that voice to talk, and hopefully people are relating to it. And that means a lot. And you got the right mindset. And I think you're going to do fine. It's just going to be a little rocky for a while, but read the tarots, get in contact with Elaine at Elaine's arcanetarot.com. She's got fantastic prices. I mean, she's so affordable for someone who's so good at it. Honestly, if you're looking for some guidance in that field, she's the person to reach out to. There's nobody better in my opinion. She does so well. We're going to wrap up the show because, like I said, we have Super September coming and we got so much more coming to you. Don't forget shop.goodfeels.com for your THC infused seltzers. Great product. Amazing company. They're just starting out, and I think everybody should at least check out the website, shop.goodfeels.com, and you get 20% off your entire order if you use the code EOS discount. EOS discount gets you 20% off, courtesy of Eye Opener Society. We hope you enjoy our new sponsor, and we hope you enjoyed Elaine's new podcast, the Arcane Oracle podcast. She's going to be here the first of every month, and we can't wait. And we also can't wait for Sunset Child's Out There podcast. That's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to that so much. And then we're going to have, beginning the end of October on Halloween, we're going to have Lund and she's going to be doing her podcast right here on the Eye Opener Society at Haunted and Waiting Podcast. And you can check out hauntedandwaitingblog.com. That's her blog plate. She's an inspiring writer. Ann Lund on Facebook. Follow her. She has Haunted and Waiting on Facebook, and she posts a lot of great stuff. And then hopefully real soon, we're going to have Brittany's podcast, whatever we decide to name it, whatever direction you want to go with it, that's going to be yours. I'm extremely excited about, looking forward to that. So Brittany, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for filling in for Hannah's, spot tonight. It's been another historic episode that you're part of. And so we
Yes.
really appreciate it.
Yes. Thanks for having me. So,
Absolutely. I wish you so well, and I'll be seeing you in work.
all right. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
at work, not you, just
I
work.
gotcha. I know. I can't wait till we get to actually all hang out together. So
Yeah.
everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the Eye Opener Society. Check out a couple of people too. Don't forget Urban Lady Prepper. We're going to be doing a collaboration with her very soon. Once Hannah gets back from vacation, we set that up. And TIK Radio. Check her out on Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Search for TIK Radio. Monica Susanna, we are looking forward to, I believe, November. We're going to do some amazing stuff. Wonderful person. I mean, my heart goes out to her. She's a just wonderful, wonderful person. Listen to her podcast. Follow her on Facebook, TIK Radio and TIK Radio Fans. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and we will see you again on the next Monday. Take care.